Hey y'all, Zach McDonald, your real estate agent here with Real Property Associates, and this is my 2018 quarter one update on the real estate market in the Seattle area. Now, this is also the update where I have handy dandy notes. So if you like the stats and want to get a little bit deeper into those, I'm going to do that with you right now. And I also believe that a quarter or a few months is a better snapshot of the real estate market as a whole rather than just the monthly news. And so when you read the news outlets, you're going to see monthly snapshots. When I do my monthly market update, you get a monthly snapshot. I've tried to tone the stats down in those and make them more applicable to a wider range of people, but these are still going to be super deep with some of the stats that I used to bring in those monthly market updates, and I believe will be even more helpful for you going forward. So without further ado, let's get into the stats, and I'm going to peek at the notes here so I make sure that I get these stats right. And just so you know, these stats are from the Northwest Multiple Listing Service. It's the database where all the real estate agents post their homes for sale, so they've got the best data when it comes to sales and things like that in the real estate market. So Quarter 1, 2018, Seattle set a new median sales price record for the quarter, and the quarter median sales price was $759, and that is up almost 17% from quarter 1 last year. City of Shoreline also set a new record, $645, $750, and that's up almost 23%, actually over 23% from quarter 1 last year. City of Edmonds was up 7.3%, not the quarter record, maybe quarter 2, I think will be the new record, but they were at $590 for the quarter. And then the median sales price in the city of Linwood is also a new record for Linwood and up 17.6% at $515,000. So you see, as you get a little bit farther from Seattle, you slowly start to go down on the median sales price, but the gap between Linwood, Edmonds, and then Seattle is starting to close, and specifically Shoreline. Shoreline's starting to creep up there as it's been appreciating even faster the last few years than Seattle has. The new listings, so quarter 1 of this year, we were at 2,035 in the city of Seattle. City of Shoreline, 156 new listings. City of Edmonds, 182 new listings, and then the city of Linwood, 323 new listings. The city of Linwood was about 12% more new listings, and the city of Seattle was actually negative 1%, so less listings this year than the same quarter last year. Shoreline, Edmonds, and Linwood were all up, so more listings in quarter 1 than the previous years. I would say this, my commentary for this piece here is that the city of Seattle has, in this month of March, or even February and March, we've seen more listings come on. So there's been a little bit of an upward trend in the listings. It's not really surprising. It's a pretty normal thing to see that in quarter 1, where at the beginning, like January, you see like December, January, listings are pretty sparse, and then you start to see a climb into the spring and early summer months. So I expect that as we look at quarter 2, that we'll actually see the biggest numbers for the whole year in quarter 2, and we'll see those April, May, June, and then sometimes you see July, August as well being leaders in the new listings in the city. But homes for sale at the end of the quarter were still down in every place except for Linwood's kind of evened out, but everywhere else it's actually lower. So we're seeing more homes come on, but at the end of the day, there's so many buyers out there that we're actually still seeing inventory levels shrinking even with a rise in new listings. Percentage over list price. This is a fun one. This is the question every seller wants to know. Am I going to get multiple offers? How much is my house going to sell above the asking price? I would caution you, I just did a negotiation review a couple days ago, and I'll link that up here, but it was for a listing in Linwood, so not in Seattle proper, but Linwood, still close, where I see multiple offers pretty frequently. And we actually got one offer on our review day, and it was for less than the asking price. And we decided to, and I think this was a good strategic move, not price at that crazy low price to hopefully get multiple offers. We actually priced it towards the upper end of its value range, not way over, but we were on the upper end, and we did not get a crazy bidding frenzy. And honestly, I don't think we would have on this house. There's some funky things about it. It has a great yard. It is updated in a lot of ways. A lot of the systems are updated, but it has, it's on a street that's not that great. As far as the other homes on the street, they're not that well taken care of. The house also has a smaller, outdated kitchen, and it also doesn't have a garage. So, there's some things that aren't amazing about it, but there are also some great things about the house. But this house, we got less than the asking price, and the seller took it because it made sense for them in their situation. But I would say you're not always going to get multiple offers, and it's not always going to be over the asking price. If you can wait, you might get close to it, but generally the longer you wait on the market, the less you get for your house. That's also a good tip to remember. So the price per square foot piece, I want to talk about this. Actually, I skipped over the listing price. So the median amount in the city of Seattle, because I know you want to know these numbers, 106%. So 6% above the asking price in the city of Seattle, and that's actually up from Q1 last year. City of Shoreline was almost 5.5% above the asking price. City of Edmonds, 2.7% over the asking price, and then the city of Linwood was 3% over the asking price. Again, Q2, next quarter, is typically when we see the spike in the spike in buyer demand as well as inventory, and usually it's kind of a perfect storm, and you see the most amount of homes selling above the asking price, and you see the highest amount over the asking price. So look forward to Q2's update, because I think we'll see numbers inching up towards 10% over the asking price. Is that crazy? It happens all the time. So price per square foot, city of Seattle, $433. That is a new record for a quarter, and that's almost 14% over last year, 13.9% above Q1 last year. Shoreline, $350 per square foot. That's up almost 15%. City of Edmonds, $298, and that's 15%. And get this, Linwood is up 16% on their price per square foot number at $266. Okay, that's a lot of stats. I want to apply these, or help you apply these a little bit. So as a buyer, gather the thoughts. As a buyer, you're going to, in Q2, see a lot more inventory coming on. So typically there's more homes for sale, which is good for you because there's more selection, but there's also the most amount of competition because, you might have the families, and I've talked to multiple people recently that are saying, I want my kids to be finish the year in school at their school, and then also be able to jump into their new school for the next year. So it's kind of that window where people start to look, and they also are more motivated and want to make a quick decision. So you have those people jumping in. You also have better weather, so people actually want to be outside and are out exploring. So you have that perfect storm, but you also have a lot of competition. So what you're going to see is more inventory, but also prices going up, and also more competition, so you're also going to see higher amounts over the asking price. So just be prepared for that. If you're a buyer, you don't necessarily want to wait, and there's a few reasons for that. First of all, home prices will, if my predictions are correct, and the general feelings of real estate agents around the city, prices are going to continue to go up through the summer, and so waiting isn't going to necessarily get you a better price. You might get a little less competition come fall, but home prices aren't going to be lower than where they're at now unless we have some kind of major consumer confidence break. The other piece is that interest rates have been climbing and will continue to climb if the lenders that I talk with and trust are correct. And so you have two forces working for you. You're going to have prices going up and also a decrease in your buying power. So it doesn't spell a good decision to continue to wait if you can make a move now. Now, you might need to save a little bit more, or you might not know exactly what you want to do or what the future holds for you in your situation. So I do think that each individual situation is unique and different. So I'm happy to talk with you about that. But I do think that waiting is not necessarily in your best interest if you can move now. Now, if you're a seller, I would say now is also the time. So this is that perfect storm I was talking about. Buyers, this is the time. Sellers, this is the time. And you might think, Zach's a real estate agent. He's going to tell me that because, he's a real estate agent and he wants me to sell my house. But the truth of the matter is, statistically speaking, over the last 3 to 5 years, we've seen home prices spike in the spring and then kind of level off in the fall and winter as buyer demand kind of peaks out and then slowly tapers off as you head into those later months. So if you're a seller, this is the best time in 2018 to sell your house. Q2 coming up right now, I guess. We're already in April, right? So putting your house on the market between April and July, beginning maybe even June, before the 4th of July, is kind of that prime time sweet spot. You have, like I said, you have the most buyers in the market, you have great weather, you have low inventory. So as a seller, why wouldn't you want to list your house right now? It is going to be, if you can swing it, the best time of the year to sell your house. Now, there's not really a bad time to sell your house in 2018 or in Seattle in general. Over the last few years, we still see multiple offers and competition and good prices in the slower months, traditionally slower months, because there's not really a slow time right now. But I would say, if you were asking me my opinion, and I'm giving it to you, the best time to sell your house in 2018 is going to be right now, in Q2. So buyers, it is a good time to buy. Waiting isn't necessarily going to benefit you. And sellers, this is the best time to sell your house. So start having those conversations. I've been preaching that for the last few months. Start having those conversations. Start working on your house. Get it ready to sell. If you need a resource, need somebody to talk to, I'd love to be your real estate agent. I'd love to be somebody you can bounce questions off of and talk specifically about your situation. So again, if this video brings value to you and you are benefiting from it, I'd love a thumbs up or some comments down below. Say hi.